and welcome to One India, and we are back on new episode of Pitch Battle. Today, I'm being joined by my colleague Keshav, Shakya, and Indranil Basu, our senior journalist. And as you can see, Basuda is having a background of cricket equipments and gears. So, yeah, last night we saw something very surprising coming up as when USA just stunned Pakistan. So let's start our conversation with the vitriolic Pakistan cricket team, which never ceases to surprise its fans and even the cricket fraternity. So let me start with Shakya. Were you surprised the way Pakistan cricket team played, or is it just the way these guys are playing? I mean, just another chapter to their glorious cricket history.
No, Pakistan definitely underperformed, no doubt about that.
Okay.
And the uh, you know the I really thought that their pace bowlers would have had too much for the USA batting, but that wasn't the case in both the things. The last over where Harris Rauf was taken for 16, couldn't defend 16 runs, and the super over where Mohammad Amir conceded 17, and of that only 10 runs came off the bat. The rest were wides and extras. Um,
Yes, and that
yes,
has
I
been a
mean,
perennial problem.
I would if you ask me, and if you look at the whole history of ICC tournaments, this would definitely be right up there with one of the biggest upsets in the history of
Yeah.
ICC tournaments. And Pakistan's pedigree in T20 World Cups. Pakistan is one of the most pedigreed countries in T20 World Cups. And if you look at the upsets that have happened in ICC World Cup history, you would probably look at Zimbabwe beating Australia, Kenya beating West Indies in '96, and Zimbabwe beating Australia in '83. Then you would probably look Ireland beating Pakistan in 2007 World Cup. So this is right up there. Maybe an even bigger upset, because even bigger upset than that. And the USA side is looking good. I mean, who knows? Who knows that they may go on to the Super 8 from now. And
Yeah.
they're coached by Stuart Law. Stuart Law is a former Australian cricketer. Didn't Should have done better than playing just one Test match, but he's been a coach. He's been a coach for Bangladesh, for Sri Lanka, for West Indies, for some county sides as well, and he's been a captain as well. So USA is obviously in good hands, and there was a lot of Indian touch in their side yesterday as well.
Yes.
People of Indian
True.
origin.
Yeah.
That was there to see. But yeah, I mean, a huge shock, a huge shock. I mean, even after watching so much cricket over these years, you can't dismiss the nature of this result.
And the memes, if we can talk about the social media, I mean, memes are galore. The way Pakistan team batted, because fans were expecting. This is the Dallas pitch where we have seen high scores as compared to the New York Nassau County International Stadium pitch, which is about which we were speaking yesterday, and even the ICC had to formally come up with their clarification in Anil Dada, and they are also in a damage control mode, like we have been discussing. But having said that, when a pitch which has nothing demon-like into it, and yet your key batters they just fail to perform and put up a sizable amount of runs on the board, which US hardly faced any issues while chasing, because at one stage they were cruising all along.
I think Babar Azam and company played a little on the slower side. They were on the slower side because T20 is all about intensity. Babar did you can call it a Virat Kohli. Virat was also playing like this earlier. Uh, Almost, I mean, scoring a 40 of 50 balls, something like that, So run a ball, kind of a thing, 100, 110, 120 is no good strike rate in T20. You have to actually excel a lot at the start of the innings, and I mean you have to play quickly. I mean that's why we're putting Virat Kohli up there. We don't want Virat to go waste between after the first power play. We want Virat to negotiate the gap. We want Virat to play uh, uh, as quickly as possible. I mean play his shots as quickly as possible. Uh, so that's probably the reason we are seeing him opening the innings, which Rohit does all the time. Virat has got a lot of other issues also. He's been scoring so many runs. He's got that ego. He doesn't want to throw up if the runs are not coming by. So he's a different he's in a different league. But Babar Azam also was striking the ball well, but it was not easy wicket to bat on early on. You have to realize that it's very easy to sit back and say, "Oh, they didn't bat well." I mean, the fact that USA played better cricket than Pakistan. Let's face it, they were at
Yes,
it. They
yes, they did.
didn't uh, they didn't think about the results as much as they thought about the process, which is important. They enjoyed the game. There was no pressure under which they were playing. Fearlessness, intensity was good. They ran in well. Their medium paces were fielded well. They took brilliant catches. All the elements of the game are covered quite vastly, and that's why you're seeing a result like that, winning. And you actually, when you're up against Mohammad Amir, the same Mohammad Amir against India will be a different kettle of fish. But Mohammad Amir bowling those white balls, you actually forced him to do it because he was trying to target the sixth stump. The ball went the other way around. He was trying to get it away from the batsman. So that's how he got those wides. But this is what cricket is. You could play the mind game, and US was in a rush to win. They wanted to win. They played like a team. Everyone contributed. Look at the captain. He played for Gujarat under
Yeah.
19, and look at what Mr. Patel is a rock star today, I think.
Yes, truly. Like Shakya mentioned, there was a lot of Indian contribution in this victory of US. They're going to remember it for quite a long time. Keshav, let me get to you. US cricket team. I mean, they just did something which was not expected of them. Although the game of cricket is always full of glorious uncertainties, but let's talk about the Pakistani team. They are batting heavyweights still, and yes, the bowling is one of the key factors which propels them to victories. But they have a good batting lineup as well. But the big guns, they once again fail to perform. The likes of Rizwan, if you can talk about.
Yeah, definitely. First, let me start on a lighter note. So it looks like, as our co-panelist has mentioned, the US has outsourced it cricket also to India. It looks like, on top of that, Gujarati as a captain. So it was a a different game altogether. But the problem has been with the Pakistanis is like they fail at the crucial moment. And it starts right from the inaugural T20 World Cup. The super over is never in favor of the Pakistanis. More than Mohammad
Yes,
Rizwan, I see they failed because of their bowlers failing when they were supposed to clinch it for the Pakistani team. Mohammad Rizwan, I mean, kind of fatigue I could notice in his batting. Mohammad Rizwan has been always taking the bowlers on a ride. Yesterday he could not put up a free flow show. That's
yeah.
what I mean. More than the batters, still I would call the bowlers a culprit for not taking Pakistan where it should have been otherwise.
Yes, they say batters win you matches, but bowlers win you tournaments. But if you look at the way the Pakistani bowlers, I mean, the way they performed last night, one would wonder how are they going to perform in the upcoming matches with the next big match between India and Pakistan. Of course, they are going to be a different kettle of fish when they are up against a team like India. I mean, arch rivals. The atmosphere in New York is going to be something different, Dada, this time around because the seats are, I mean, already tickets are sold out. It's going to be the most sought after match of the tournament if we can uh, go in the history and look at it. But this does Pakistan's defeat against US gives India an edge now. I mean, they already had an edge because the records and the head-to-heads in the tournament rights in favor of the Indians. But can they recover from a defeat of this epic proportions in a day or two and then bring their A game against a team like India?
Pakistan can do it. It's mercurial side. It
Okay.
can go up and down any time. But against India, they make they display their best cricket. We've seen in 22, God was not fair in that game where
Yeah.
Virat Kohli scored that 84. It was absolutely brilliant. That one of the best cricket shots played in that game by Virat Kohli when he hit that six of that fast bowler from Pakistan. So, but I mean, coming back to that game, I mean, India would be surprised. They won't be knowing. They won't be. I mean, they won't know what to do. I mean, Pakistan losing to US and we are playing Pakistan. Whether the Pakistanis would be hurt, they come back with the different tactics. Will they be really hard on the Indians? We don't know how Amir would be. Amir was the most experienced bowler. The way he was exposed yesterday, the fact that he was not playing international cricket for a long time, it was showing somehow that when you're up. But when Amir would see Virat Kohli is a different bowler. So I don't know
Yeah.
how it's going to work. I know that battle. It's a different set of battles. It's not India-Pakistan. Of all the matches we will see, or we are seeing, it's completely different. That has different intensity. That match gives you would witness the players giving their best, and Pakistan especially, they hold on to us like till we are not beaten, but they have not managed to get a good track record against us in World Cup matches, fortunately for us. But Indian team definitely would have that edge you're talking about. But with Pakistan, you never know actually. I mean, I would be actually sort of little uh, concerned that what kind of cricket they will play against us if I were part of the Indian team management. So you have to have your backup plan. You have to have everything. But only thing is we are riding high on players like Rishabh Pant, the way he's batting. Players like Hardik Pandya at the back. These two players have a lot of hope because these two players can really soak pressure. So is Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. They've been doing it for so many years. So I think India, in terms of bowling, batting, fielding, everything is superior side. Jadeja, look at the way he moves on the field. I mean, and
Yeah.
if you ask any of the US players, they'll tell you my inspiration is Ravindra Jadeja, the way he moves around, left, right, doesn't matter if he's a left-hander. So that's the kind of cricket we are talking about. So intensity won't change because Pakistan just lost to the US. Pakistan against India is a different beast.
Okay, Shakya, you just mentioned about the US team's coach Stuart Law. Let's speak about the coach sitting in the opposite camp, Gary Kirsten. I mean, one of the best players, best openers the game has seen, one of the best, most stylish left-handed batters for South Africa. A successful coach, won the ODI World Cup for India. What must he be thinking sitting in the Pakistani camp now? I mean, it's just his first assignment, the T20 World Cup with the Pakistani side.
See, the bit I saw of the game yesterday, it looked that the Pakistan players were lacking cohesion, and the
Yeah,
bowlers, they were not bowling at full tilt. So don't know what was the reason for that. They didn't have a very good set of matches against England recently.
yeah,
But Gary Kirsten, as you've pointed out, very successful coach, former vice captain of the South African team, so he's held at those seniority positions before. And about the match coming up against India, India's a very professional side. They've become a very professional side over and over. I do not believe at any moment will they take this result of Pakistan. They will take this result of Pakistan. They'll be complacent watching this because they know anything can change any minute.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Pakistan is a mercurial side, and they have match winners all over. So you don't know who is going to deliver on what day. It just takes in T20 cricket. It takes a little bit to change a game. But coming to the there's a bigger point about USA beating Pakistan, and I was just doing some research before I came here. Is that the ICC has reduced the number of teams in the ODI World Cups. Used to be a time when there were 14 to 16 teams. Now it's come back to 10 teams. this is the big message. This is a big message to the ICC and to the people who govern cricket, that that
Yeah.
you have to make it more global. If unless you keep the, this is USA beating Pakistan or any big team, any new
Right.
team beating a big team is only good for the game. And if you're
Yeah,
not doing it,
true.
how will you reach the levels of football? You know, football is we're going to have the Euros coming up very soon. We have the World Cup. You know, anyone can beat anyone in those competitions. Not anyone can, but yeah, you always have those upsets in the major football tournaments. And the same here. I mean, if you look at the 2015 World Cup, the last time when there was a full strength ODI World Cup, you saw Ireland beating West Indies in that tournament, and you've seen upsets in every tournament. So definitely, this is very, USA will has done a favor to not just themselves but to all the small associate nations, that the World Cups should be more inclusive. And the ODI World Cup, I don't believe. I do believe the 27 ODI World Cup will go back to 14 to 16 teams, and that's how it should be. I think that the 2019 and 23 World Cups missed a trick by reducing the number of teams.
Okay. Yes, and a lot of question is already being posed on cricket, ODI cricket's viability, whether the format is still popular amongst youth, and is it a marketable format for cricket to reach to the markets where cricket is still developing, and it's in a nascent stage. Keshav, let me get to you. What do you think is the future for cricket? Because in the next Olympics, which is going to happen in the USA, in the Los Angeles, I think these are uh, the grounds where the Olympics will be played, and it is going to uh, popularize cricket like nothing else, because the popularity of Olympics and the reach of Olympic sports is much higher than cricket as it is now.
No, countries like US playing cricket definitely provides it a kind of thrill, and it will be very useful, very handy for the game to be a part in the bigger stage like Olympics and all. But I believe, like, all these three formats of cricket is going to stay. It's not only that T20. You need snacks, you need main course as well, and gala dinner as well at times. So yeah, definitely countries like US playing cricket, more cricket will take this game to the larger stage. Besides this, definitely all eyes are on the India and Pakistan game on Sunday. The clash of titans, the nerves becomes the key player. Much more to be
Yes,
seen, but you cannot, we cannot be ignorant of the prowess that Pakistan team brings on table. Okay,
that's
besides
right.
the besides, sorry,
Yes,
you are
continue.
saying something.
Continue, Keshav.
Yeah. So the game is going to rock all of us on Sunday, and besides India and Pakistan match, that we have uh, the swearing-in ceremony of the newly elected government of India. So it is going to be a TRP war as well on that day, particularly. Good. So in the evening, first we'll witness the swearing in of new government. After that, India and Pakistan stage is set for a newer TRP war. Besides the war between the bat and ball, particularly I see the combination of Indian team needs a bit of change. I don't see the use of three seamers, three pacers on the slow pitches of the US. So definitely, I mean,
Okay.
and a firing power on top. If Rohit Sharma departs early, then there has to be someone who can take the Pakistani bowlers on a ride. That I see coming up.
Okay. Dada, you were smiling on something. What is it? किस बात पर मुस्कुरा रहे थे जनाब?
No, no, I'm just thinking that the swearing in and the heat and the World Cup and the poor pitch, ICC trying to cover it up by last minute preparation, saying that everything is going to be taken care of, getting into the technical side of it. But to tell you honestly, I mean, whatever pitch we talked about, the Pakistani players, and as Keshav pointed out, spinners should play, but spinners will play on what grounds? The wicket is not spinning at all. It's seaming. So it's like you have to just reduce the seam. I don't mind swing. The moment it pitches and it moves away, and the bowler doesn't know which direction the ball will go. So that dangerous, and the ball is leaving, coming in, jumping up and down. Well, you have to wear your chest guards for sure to start with. I think people have stopped wearing chest
Do we
guards.
really see players wearing these chest guards nowadays?
No, no, not anymore. Not anymore. They are so confident. Some do. In winters they cover it because winters it hurts a lot. So we have a sweater
Yeah,
to cover it. They don't tell the world. But otherwise, you want to be free flowing and playing the spinners. Helmet is a must.
yeah,
The thigh guard on
yes,
both the legs, and so that is good enough. And reflex of these players, they have those trigger movements, and they're easy. They can take fast bowlers. They hang the bat in the air. They're waiting for the pace, waiting for to use the pace of the bowler. So everything put together, it's a different battle altogether. But if you're not sure of the bounce is not
yes,
variable. But then that's the problem. There lies the problem. So that's why we're talking about the pitch and this Pakistan losing this game. I think you can't take away the fact that the pitch is a problem there. The more that
yeah,
Pakistan losing, the bigger problem is the pitch. And that's why we call it pitch battle. Pitch battle will never change. You were so concerned yesterday, Avinash, when you called me in the
yes,
afternoon. Said,
yes,
what if the
exactly.
match is not happening? And I can tell you something. It was Asia. If this was Asia, and the wicket was behaving like that, ICC would have taken. And this is the problem with the ICC for many years. They don't see a turning track to be a good wicket. They see a seaming track where the ball is bouncing around. We saw in South Africa Test Series, India South Africa Test Series,
Yeah,
the
true.
Test match got over in 2 days, and there was no noise about it. But
Mm.
when it happens in India, it gets over in 2.5 days, 3 days. This time it was different because we decided not to play on rank turners. Then it's a problem when the ball turns. It's a problem when the ball seams around, the ball is going to hurt the batter. You get bruises all over the body. Then it's all right. ICC is going to keep shut, uh, and they are going to do a cover up job right now because you can't blame the curator, Mr. Andy Atkinson, the head curator of ICC, because the pitch has to be used. It's a new pitch anywhere in the world. It'll behave the way it's going to behave. I mean the way it's behaving. It's undiluted, undulated. What's that word called?
Undulated,
I forgot that
yes.
word. Undulated, yeah, and it's not smooth. The outfield is not smooth. There is a sand layer which is coming out when the ball hits the top. There's a puff of sand coming up every time the ball hits the ground. Your calf muscles might get really heavy. You might struggle to run. You'll slow down. The pitch doesn't have a proper slope. It's not being rolled properly. Different types of rolling things are done to prepare a pitch. It's not been done. You play practice games, which has not been done. So, what do you expect? First match, you'd say some non-descript teams will play initially and it'll settle down. By the time Pakistan matches will happen, it'll be all right. Don't take things for granted. We've seen
Yeah,
how West Indies are also mixed up in 2007. We had to play the final in low visibility, the final between Australia, in which Australia became the champions again. So
yeah.
this
Sri
is what you
Lanka.
do.
Yeah,
You can't cover up because an upset has happened. You can't cover up. It's good. It's going global, and Shakya made a very pertinent point how this kind of win will help cricket to grow globally. And I'm very happy as long as we are the supply chain for to all these cricketers across the globe, be it India, Canada, Brazil will start playing, China. We should have at least 5 to 6 Indian players in every team because you have so much of Indian players. Unmuk Chand, for instance, we expected Unmuk to play in the
yeah,
US team. He didn't, and now I know why he didn't get a chance because the players are absolutely brilliant.
true. And yes, they truly are. And today, if we speak about Saurav Netravalkar, I mean, he's the uh, charm today. He's getting all the laurels because the way he bowled the final super over. And Keshav, a lot is being spoken about his uh, expertise apart from cricket. He has an engineering MS, works with Oracle, a multinational company, and he's a very fine ukulele player as well. So, I mean, one of the best persons to just bring out and tell the parents as well if they are not allowing their kids to, I mean, go for a sport and build a career in sport. And there's a guy like him who can do everything. सो पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे खराब पढ़ो नवाब खेलोगे कूदोगे बनोगे खराब वाली जो कहावत थी इट इज आई मीन इट्स जस्ट थिंग ऑफ द पास्ट नाउ
No, yeah, it's not only with the Netravalkar, or there are many others. In India, we have Ravi Ashwin, the likes of Kumble and Srinath,
यस
engineering graduate, writing the glory in the field of cricket. Definitely, I mean, being mediocre at some place or being excellent at the other place is purely your choice. And I think paradigm has been already shifted. Now the parents are, more interested in taking the kids to the fields of games. There were various games in our family. Also, we noticed there was one time when we were away for, the games, or something. We were getting, the bashing from our parents. Now when we see, we are taking our kids to the tennis court, cricket fields, all these summer holidays we spent on fields with our kids. So the scene has been completely changed now. Now it's a different world. Okay, so it's not only
okay
Netravalkar, not many.
yes exactly so Netravalkar and Monang Patel they are getting all the uh, credit they deserve and hopefully in the coming days US cricket team scales new heights. And it's not just good for the US cricket team, it's also good for the sport. And it's the first occasion when Pakistan lost a T20 match against a non-test playing nation as well. So they definitely needs to do some introspection and thinking before they get into action against India. And on that note, we are ending our conversation today. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And we hope that the on contest between India and Pakistan is not a dull one or a dead one. Something like the 2022 World Cup transpires between these two nations, and the winner is decided on the final ball.